introduction, Dr. Carey.
This meeting is being recorded.
I'm going to share with you all a short presentation that I put together that kind of takes you through my doctoral journey. And after, you guys can share, or we can have a discussion about any questions that you have or any accreditations you may have, or what you would like to know more about the process. I wish you all the best. Welcome, because this is buckle your seatbelts, because this is going to be a journey. But I just encourage you to enjoy it and to lean into whatever it brings to you, because I have to say that I met some great people along the way. I had two babies along the way. Um, and many of the people that I met along the way, I still talk to till today. And so without any more waiting, I'm going to share my screen with you to present to you. So let me just set that up. That's good. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. First, I'd like to share with you a little bit about myself. I began my academic journey at UCLA in 1997. So if you want to do the math on how long ago that was. I was there for 4 years and I completed a bachelor's degree in sociology. And shortly after my graduation, I competed for the Olympic team in the 2004 Olympics. I was a heptathlete, and then I switched to the 100-meter hurdles. During that time, I won 2 world championships and a gold medal title, and I was ranked #1 in the world for over 4 years. In 2012, I retired, and after my retirement, I went on to go into education. I taught for several years, and then I decided at my last year of teaching that I was going to go and get my doctorate degree. And that decision didn't come lightly. I decided I was going to do it. And then after I finished it, I was going to go back into teaching because I'm also raising a family of 4. Um, and so my decision to come to GCU, I didn't take it lightly because the curriculum is designed to help people with work obligations and families. And I really appreciate it the way the curriculum is designed, because without that being part of how things are structured, it would have been very difficult for me to get through my doctoral journey. Next, I want you to think about, what is your why? My why was, I made the decision in 2017 of December that I was going back to school. And when I made the commitment, I knew it was going to be a lot of sacrifice and work-life balance demands. Again, like I said, the university prides itself on being able to allow the student to work with families that have work-life obligations. And so this was the perfect place for me. And also I appreciated the school because it allowed prayer. And you're going to need prayer in this process. Trust me. I would touch the screen and pray over my document before I sent it to my chair. So what are your goals? When you set your goals, you need to commit to the process. This process could take anywhere from 3 to 4 years. Me personally, it took me quite some time longer because I had to take breaks due to giving birth to 2 children. You will have you'll have a counselor. My counselor was very supportive. She let me take breaks when I needed, and she would always reach back out to me to let me know, you need to get back on it, get back in school. And it was a seamless process coming back to the process. And then I would just pick up where I left off. I took 2 breaks. They were much needed, but I also didn't lose my progress when I came back. Another thing I would encourage you to do is decide your topic early and try to commit to that particular topic, because I believe that changing your topic, too many times it can make your journey a little bit more challenging because you're jumping all over the place. So it's very important to stay focused. Then create a very good outline for your study. The university is going to have you create 10 strategic points. And in that points, it's going to have your topic, your background, your methodology, your design, and then your data, all your data. And you need to structure all your information in there. It's not going to be everything that will be in your dissertation, but the main things that you need to stick to as you write, because you want to keep everything in your dissertation aligned. Whatever you put in chapter 1 for your, like for instance, your research questions in research question 1 in chapter 1, or we're in chapter 3, you can't change that later on. So make sure everything is aligned. It needs to say the same thing. Next, your milestones. You will be given within the process a milestone calendar. And when you get that milestone calendar, a lot of times it's very easy to go in there, type in the things that you want to accomplish over that 10-week process or so, and then not do them. So that means you just sat there for 10 weeks and didn't get to where you want to go. So when you put in your milestones what you want to do, where you want to go, type them up so that at the end of that particular course, you're able to check off, I completed all these items. Because if you do it, it's going to eventually keep pushing you towards the completion of the entire dissertation. So here's some things I would suggest. Schedule time daily and stick to it. Each day, once you created your topic and your 10 strategic points, try to stick to maybe 2 hours a day, each day that you can write. If you don't get 2 hours in, that's fine. If you can only get an hour, that's fine too. But make it so that you're progressing and moving forward each day. Another thing I would say, if you don't write that day, read an article or read dissertations, because it's going to help with your process. And keep to your timeline and meet your goals. If you don't meet the goals, reset them and revise them and get back on it. It's just like anything you decide. Like if you set a goal to exercise and you miss a day, and then you beat yourself up and you miss 5 days, don't beat yourself up. Get up the next day, reset that same goal, and accept the challenge of completing it. Again, your competition. Ask yourself, who is your competition? It's not the people around you. It's not the people that are in the course with you. Your competition is you. You're the only one that can stop you from completing this journey. You're the only one that can keep you from your end goal of graduating. So let yourself be the reason. Let yourself be the reason why you complete this journey. Don't let your excuses stop you daily. It's easy to say, oh, I'm not going to write today. Oh, I'm not going to read today. Or I'm not going to complete anything on my milestone calendar today. Don't let your excuses defeat you. Set your goals, complete them, and work for your why. Fatigue, I'm going to be honest with you, will eventually set in, because you're going to, towards the end, you'll start to go through the same material, and you'll have to make corrections, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. But take a breath, lean into whatever the comments are, and keep pushing forward, because every step forward is pushing you towards your end goal, which is graduating. Next, create an action plan. Your action plan is basically to have monthly goals that you want to meet. If you want to complete your 10 strategic points in 2 weeks, say on February 1, I'm going to start my 10 strategic points by February 14th. It must be done. Have it complete and done, and meet that particular goal. Another thing I want to give you as this was told to me when I started my actual writing of the dissertation before I got my chair. There was a suggestion to write the first 3 and do it. Write the first 3 chapters. A lot of people kind of wait until they get to their chair before they start writing at all. I wouldn't suggest to do that. Find the template and start writing in there. Start plugging things in there. There's a dissertation template. Go into the DC network, get it, and start writing. Because even if it's not the perfect draft, it's still progress towards information that you can pull to put into your final draft. And when you submit your chapters to your chair, don't submit your first draft. Complete the draft, take some time away, read it, or if you have a friend or somebody you trust with writing, have them read it, and then go over it and submit it, so that it's not just a situation where your chair is doing a lot of grammatical correcting, because they're not editors. They're there to help you formulate a solid document. You don't want them having to correct your period and your comma and all that. That's not what they're there to do. So you don't want that to get away with you moving forward. This is an iterative process. So if you send in your work and it's not up to par, you'll have to make the changes, submit it again, make the changes, submit it again. So try to put your best foot forward each time you submit. And then another quick tidbit, if the university offers a writing portal that you can put your document in, you could submit your document there. They'll review it and send it back to you. I would suggest to use that. I used it several times and it was extremely helpful. So if you don't have a friend that can review it, you can submit it in there. I don't remember exactly how many reviews you get, but utilize that. Then once your topic is solid, you're going to go to IRB to get everything approved. If you have any challenges with IRB, they have an office hours. Utilize it. Go to it. It's very important, and it'll make the process much faster. Then you're going to have level 2 AQR and level 5 AQR. These two are huge for you. This is going to be your level 2 AQR is extremely important. When you get there, put your best foot forward. Talk to your chair about your document before you submit it. Make sure you put your best foot forward here, because this is going to prepare you to go on to level 5. And I know you've heard me throughout the process talking to you about your team. Your team is going to be your chair, your methodologist, your content expert, and your family. Your chair is someone that you want to create the best working relationship with, because remember, your chair is not your enemy. Your chair is on your side. They are the experts to help you get through this process. Understand that you're a novice. You're a novice researcher. You may be, not the best writer in the world either. So let your chair help you through the process, because your chair has done it. They've reviewed many dissertations. So when they encourage you to make a change, really consider it. Don't go back and forth with your chair. That's not what they're there for. They're there to help you get your document aligned and have a good document. Second, your methodologists, they are going to support you completely through chapter 3. The data can be challenging. Take time to send an email to your methodologist and say, hey, if you have 30 minutes, can you take some time to review the data with me or help me through this process? And I'm sure they will help you. Your content expert, I would encourage you to get early on. So if you can start picking this person early, that would be good. And they can maybe help you for pull articles and things like that for your writing process. And then your family is going to be there through all of this. And so you have to get them on board to understand, I am going to have to sacrifice. So when I need my 2 hours of quiet or an hour of quiet, I need you to support me. And I may not make some events sometimes, but in the end, it'll be all worth it when you get to your final day of graduation. And your graduation is going to be the day where you take your deep breath and you say, thank God I finally finished. And you'll smile, and you and your family will celebrate and hug on each other and love on each other and cry. And you'll thank the Lord that you made it through. I finished in June. I defended in June, and then in October, I actually walked. And so those are just a couple of tidbits. I have some other tips if you guys want to ask questions. I'm here. I want to give you a quick summary. Understand that and conceive that you're more than capable of conquering this doctoral journey. Set your topic early, navigate your writing process, set goals and an action plan, and understand that you need to have a determination factor about yourself. Finishing is the only option. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Candidate. All right. If you want, you can stop sharing and then we can see everyone. And if you have a question, feel free to use your raise your hand button, or you can even drop something in the chat. That was wonderful. Let me see. Whoops. Okay. Dr. Rutner.
Hi, congratulations on finishing. I know what it's like.
Thank you.
I graduated quite a while ago, but it's very exciting. One thing I did want to add to what you had said, because I think you are very well spoken. You did a great job in presenting great information, especially those. I know that somebody's still at residency 2 right now, I just heard. So it's great information. One of the things as a chair that I tell my learners to begin with when I first start to work with them is make sure your problem space is well defined. Because once you have your problem space, what is known and what is lesser known right now and within the last 3 years especially, you could then branch off into other sections. So
Correct.
that is something I always emphasize with all new learners, no matter where you are in your process, your journey. It is so important to nail down the problem space and know exactly which direction you're taking it. But congratulations,
I
welcome
agree. I
aboard,
agree.
Doc.
Yes, I agree with you completely. Understanding your problem space. And another thing I want to add to that, some people go into residency one and they know like about what they want to write about, but they haven't formulated that problem space like you're talking about. And if you really take the time to talk to whoever's running your particular residency, they will help you with that. So make that your goal before you leave there. I'm going to have a solid problem space before I leave. And they'll tell you before you leave, like this is good. You need to work on it. I don't know. And that's the goal. I completely agree with you.
Is your name Dr. Candidate or Candidate? I thought I saw Candidate. Is it Candidate or
Candidate. So Canidate.
Date? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dr. Hazy, I saw your hand.
First, thank you really very much. That was really inspirational. I always love hearing the success stories. It always gets us all excited, and it sets such a good example for everybody else coming through the program. And like Dr. Rutner said, congratulations, well done. I have a couple questions actually. I may have missed it. What was the topic of your dissertation?
So differences in achievement of a sports-oriented charter school and a traditional charter school. So I studied AZ merit test scores for a school that was a traditional school where traditional physical activity 60 minutes of vigorous physical activity was present and not present, and if it had a cognitive impact. And so that's pretty much what I studied. It ended up being not statistically significant, but I very much enjoyed my study, and I knew from the beginning of the program what I wanted to study. It was how do I formulate my study to follow the process that GCU has in place. And so I knew what I wanted to study, but I didn't know how to formulate that. And so it's important, like she said, to create your problem space and know what you want to study, and then formulate your questions around that.
That is awesome. Now, having had a study that did not permit you to reject your null hypothesis, and notice everybody how carefully I said that. How did you describe your conclusions? What did you say were the benefits to the body of knowledge from your study?
So charter schools were not studied vastly, and particularly in the state of Arizona. And then while there was a lot of vast information on physical education and how it may or may not improve cognitive or achievement, and meaning basically like your standardized testing, there wasn't a lot of information on particularly charter schools. So that's how it added, because it gave information about that particular type of school.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna pursue a point here a little bit, and I'm setting you up. I'll tell you in advance, but I'm doing it for a reason, and I'll even explain the reason in a moment.
Okay.
What statistical analysis did you use for your dissertation?
My statistical analysis, oh my goodness, let me think. Cool. Oh, you want to know what type of study, my methodology, and then what I used to
What was your
so
test?
oh, okay. So my particular data was archive data. So the data that I used was from 3rd grade, and it was already it was data that was already present. So it was proven by the fact that that test is taken by, oh my gosh, almost
Sure.
any public school within the state of Arizona. And so I studied a small group that at a particular type of school. And so my data was archival and that information was already there. So I used that particular test.
Okay, and you probably used a t-test to compare two groups,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay, and did you consider yourself to be an expert in statistics when you began your dissertation study?
Absolutely not. I leaned on my methodologist. Oh my gosh, I leaned on my methodologist. But he was so supportive. He was like, Michelle, we're gonna get through this. He was like, when I first completed chapter 3, he explained to me everything that I did not do right. And then he pointed me in the direction to get the information I needed to get it right. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so and that's what your methodologist and your chair are there for. They're there to support you. And that's at least the experience I had. Both my chair and my methodologist supported me. I'll share a quick story. When I first submitted my chapter 3 and my chair sent it back, it was like, you'll have comments in the margin that you have to correct everything. And when I tell you it was so many, I sent an email quickly to my chair and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is all wrong. I don't know what's going on. And he told me, he was like, calm down, Michelle. It's okay. He's like, you're gonna reach out to your methodologist. You're gonna tell him that there's some things you didn't understand. And we got on a call and we worked all of it out and without a hitch. I had like maybe I gave me it was about 2 pages of corrections, but they were very detailed and it led me to exactly where I needed to go. And I took them very seriously. I went through each one. I went through and researched the information and I went back and made the corrections and redid my test.
Well, thank you for letting me set you up. But like I said, I did so for a purpose. Because
Okay.
I'm going to summarize something here for the group because it's a common issue that we hear from not just in this group, but throughout the College of Doctoral Studies. You do not have to be an expert in statistical analysis to achieve a degree using a quantitative methodology and a statistical test. What you need are people to help you and
Yes.
some guidance and a little bit of YouTube and a little bit of layered statistics and a little bit of guidance from your methodologist. And you too can get a terminal degree with a quantitative methodology. Okay, I'm going to let other people ask questions. Dr. Kennedy, that was awesome, and I appreciate you so much for sharing your personal story. I think this is great for everybody.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I have to chime in real quick. Seriously, Dr. Hazy?
Oh, come on. I just wanted the chance to say that you too can do this. It's not,
You see what I put in the
I'm
chat
sorry, guys.
there.
It's an ongoing joke between Dr. Hazy and I about quantitative studies, and
yeah.
and
See,
that's
I'm
all
the,
good.
I'm
But
the quad guy.
I'm
Dr.
happy to
Rutledge's
hear about
small,
that.
we got a little friendly competition going on there.
Did you see the remarks I put in the chat, Dr. Rutner?
No, I did not. I am so sorry. I
said
had to hide while Dr. Hazy was giving his little spiel there, and then I privately sent him a message.
All right, I'm
But
going to let
I will
other people
read
ask
them.
questions.
Linda, I will read them.
Sabrina, I see your hand.
Hi, Dr. Candidate. I also wanted to just say congratulations and thank you because that was very informative. I think that, it was definitely some good information that people will be able to find helpful. One of the things that you said that I just completely support is, what did you say? It was regarding, what did you say? Regarding not changing your study. Like once you get a topic, kind of sticking to it. I definitely agree with that. Even if you have to tweak it and make some changes, try not to, veer too far from that because it's going to take you to a place where now you're completely starting from scratch. So I agree with that. So I wanted to say that. And I wanted to ask, by any chance, did you record your defense?
I did. I believe my chair did. I should have, I'm pretty sure I have it in my email.
Okay. If you don't mind sharing, I would love to
Okay, I'll
see
have to
it
find it.
because I'm kind of at that point now where I'm like studying defenses, trying to get
Oh,
a,
are you, so let me ask you, so you're gonna defend soon?
yeah, hopefully soon. Yeah, that's the goal. I'm making pretty good progress with my feedback from my committee on my
Okay,
final draft. So it'll be sooner than I think, actually. And I'm just trying to get an idea of those defense questions. And I shared last week with the group that it's been some time that I've actually like verbalized my study and what it's about and the different um logistics of it. So I have to
mhm.
get better with actually explaining what I know about my study. And so I think it's helpful when I watch and I like kind of hear the questions that are asked, and then I can kind of just spit that information out as if it was the question was being asked to me. So
Mhm.
that's where I am now.
So if I could give you a couple tips, what I would do is create your PowerPoint,
It's
and I
done.
wouldn't, when you create your PowerPoint, don't put, you know, my first PowerPoint, I had so much writing on there. So my chair was like,